Hey YouTube, this is Natalie G, and I'm gonna just come with this video and talk to y'all for a little bit. Uh, Forgive me for my lax position. I've been running most of the morning, but nevertheless, you got to get things done, and I give all the glory to God for giving me the strength to be able to get up and do the things that I need to do. So, on this video, it's gonna be like more of a question, something for you to think about, something for you to consider. So, let me ask you, who's leading you? That matters. Because either people could be leading you and drawing you over to do negative, or people could be leading you and drawing you over to do something positive. But all that matters. Last video, I was telling y'all about submitting and letting God be in control. But in the life that we live, God puts people in certain places, whether if it's at a job, in a home, in a marriage, a relationship, or a family, or whatever. Someone that's the head for you to submit under, come under their subjection and their leadership. But you have to know who's leading you. Excuse me. You have to know who's leading you and where they're going. Do they have a vision? Do they have a purpose for what they're doing? All that matters, because you could be following someone and they don't even know where they're going. And how can the blind lead the blind unless they both fall in a ditch? You know what I'm saying? So it matters who you are following. It matters who's leading you, because not everybody is capable of being a leader. Not everybody is capable of submitting to someone. So it takes a true act of knowing who you are, what your purpose is, and if you're walking in your purpose. So, with some people I've learned, that submission to a man that's not being led by God, and I'm talking about in a marriage situation or in a relationship, an intimate relationship, being submitted to a man that's not submitted to God can go bad, because he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing, nor is he listening to hear what it is that he's supposed to be doing in order to lead your family. So I've seen situations where some women won't truly submit to a man because he's not truly submitted to God. But when a man is submitted to God, or when a woman is submitted to God, then it's easy for the children to follow her, and it's easy for her to follow her husband or her man. All that matters. It's easy to follow someone when you know where they're going, when they have a vision. If someone doesn't have a vision and they don't know what they're doing or why they're doing it, then, as the Bible would say, people perish. And perish means you just don't have no understanding, no lack of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? You just pretty much just going in circles like a mouse in the one of them circle things. I don't know what you call it, but if you get the visual, it's just like a mouse just going in circles, going in circles, going in circles. He has no purpose. He's in a box, going in the same direction, doing the same thing, not breaking out of anything. So we can be like mice, turning in a circle, doing the same things over and over and over, because we will not allow ourselves to truly submit to authority. And I'm speaking as in the higher authority that's over you. Or you could choose to submit to that higher authority and get out of that circle of being repetitive in what you do, or not making any progress in life. Because I really do believe we're in a season where it's time to make progress and do things in a different mindset, not thinking you're going to get something different and you're still doing the same thing. Now, if you want different, you got to be different. You got to think different. You got to behave different. We're in a season, I believe, where it's time to start storing up. It's time to start putting stuff away. It's time to start, being attentive to how we're spending, what we're doing, where we're going, all that matters. And if we're not paying attention in the moment, you can get lost and be lost for a while. Trust me, I've been lost and I've been blinded. But now I see and now I'm found because I made a choice to submit to the will of God and submit to those who have the authority I've given them in my life that I felt like I could follow, because not everybody is meant to follow, and it's not meant for you to follow everyone. If somebody is teaching you something and helping you learn on some level and they have the experience in it, listen to them. The worst thing you could ever do is do like I've done and don't heed somebody's wisdom. If people are older than you and they've been there, done that, and they're trying to show you a better way to come out, come out. Or you could be hard-headed and keep going in that circle like that rat, like that mouse. So I've been hard-headed and stubborn in so many different areas where people were telling me the right things to do, but I'm like, nah, it can't be that easy. Really, that's what I'm supposed to do? Oh no, I'm gonna try it this way. Not listening when it's just so simple to listen, because these people have experience. They're experts. They've mastered some things, or they failed and got it wrong, had to start over and maybe failed again, got it wrong, had to start over and maybe failed again, and then got it right and say, okay, well, this works. Because sometimes you have to try something to see if it works. If it doesn't work, you start over. You try it a different way. If the different way works, keep with the different way. Do the thing that works for you. But when you've learned from that, you grow in that area, and somebody try to teach you how to, okay, I found a better way that you can do this and you don't have to do that the same way, then you know what? Listen to them. It's just so simple to listen, and you would find yourself growing a whole lot more because people want to see you be better. There are truly genuine people in the world, that want to see you win. Not everybody is out to get you. Not everybody is trying to put you down. Not everybody is whatever. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of negative in the world, but not everybody is negative. Not everybody is out for wrong or bad or manipulating. Some people actually just want to see you be your best version of you. Some people actually just want to see you win and achieve everything it is that you're supposed to achieve in life, be successful. Not everybody is trying to keep you down. They have some people that's actually in your life to lift you up. And if they're in your life and they're pulling you down or keeping you in old cycles, then you know what? You need to start letting go of some things, letting go of some people, backing up. Because if they're not helping you be better, then what's the point of them even being in your circle? What's the point of them even having a place in your life? Don't get me wrong. Family is going to be family. Friends are going to be friends. But there comes a time in life where you have to isolate. Know your circle. Know your inner circle. Know who's really with you. So you know who you truly should be submitting to. And if you have no one in your life that you feel like you could come under their leadership, under their wisdom, under their authority, or under their guidance, then you know what? You submit to the Father. Let him lead you. Let him guide you, because he knows way better than we do anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'm reading, y'all. That's just my thoughts. Sometimes I can, go there because I know I've been there. I've done that. I didn't want to submit or listen to people, and it caused me a lot of time, wasted time, where I could have been a whole lot further ahead if I would have just taken the time to listen. If I would have just taken the time to listen to someone and not be so hard-headed and stubborn. We don't know everything. We don't always get it right. But if I'm saying anything that y'all like, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. I want y'all feedback. Let me know what you think. But we're going to keep it moving. In today's society, I've heard people say that in relationships, they have men, I've heard it called that they're simps. I ain't never heard that before, but when I heard it, it was like, okay. You know what I'm saying? What they call and they refer a man as being soft. And, I guess they call him passive or a pushover or whatever, or he's just too nice, or However, I've heard it be called a simp. But not all men are aggressive and full of anger and rage and bitterness. Some men are just loving and kind and nice and humble and sweet and giving and faithful, loyal, committed, monogamous. You know what I'm saying? They do have some men out there, and they're not like, for some of us, what we've been through or experienced. They're not the rough, tough hood, whatever. They're just, soft. Not soft as in the other kind of soft, but, they're just humble, kind, nice. And what's wrong with that? But see, we've been through, and I'm saying we, because I don't know about your story, but let me just say me. I've been through years in my life where I've had rough guys in my life, rough dudes in my life. When I say rough, I mean, excuse me, hood guys and real strong and masculine, like dominant or, talk crazy, cheaters or liars and manipulators, ones that are, well, I've been the side chick of the side chick or the side chick. I've been in those type of relationships where guys didn't care about my feelings. They didn't care how they, made me feel when they said certain things or did certain things, you know what I'm saying? And then when I came across guys that were actually soft and caring and nurturing and compassionate and, attentive to my needs and wants, it's like, whoa, it's like a culture shock because I'm not used to that. So when you're not used to something new, sometimes you could look at it the wrong way because that's not what you're used to. But it doesn't mean that anything is wrong with them. It just means that I need to change my perspective on how I see them. And that matters. Sometimes we look at life and look at people through a certain lens when we should be looking at life and looking at people through the eye lens of the Father. You know what I'm saying? Look through the eye lens of love and understanding and compassion. All that matters. So, would you rather have a person in your life? And I'm talking about males. Would you rather have a person in your life that's nice, humble, sweet, kind, coming home, paying bills, you know, taking care of you, being there for you, listening to you, having pillow talk, you know what I'm saying? Would you rather have that? Or would you rather have somebody that's not answering your phone calls? Somebody that don't want to be around, somebody that's talking about you, somebody that's dissing you, somebody that's cussing you out, dragging you through the house, putting their hands on you, beating you. What would you rather? Everybody, and I know we're in a season of it, but people just want to be loved. People just want to be appreciated. People just want to be, understood. Like grace. You know what I'm saying? So if your person in your life is doing what's nice, doing good things, coming home, taking care of home, answering your calls, being there for you, having pillow talk with you, you know, even if it's a female, if she is being nice, loving, and kind, not tripping, not arguing, not fussing, making sure the kids are taken care of, making sure the food is cooked, making sure the house is clean, making sure she's doing what she's supposed to be doing, making sure you're good, checking on you, and still doing her other stuff. If she's doing what's right, what's wrong with that? Society makes you feel like you have to settle for bad and negative and toxic, but you don't. You don't. It's more to life than hurt and pain and trauma, and it's time to stop using trauma, hurt, and pain that we've experienced in the past as an excuse to continue to walk in that. No, you got to choose different. Submission for some is a learned behavior. It makes it easy to submit to someone when you know and you can see the fruit of their character. You can see their fruits. You know a tree by its fruit. You know what I'm saying? You know if they're good or if they're not. You know if what they're saying is true or not. You know. Just pay attention. If you watch just as much as you talk, you would learn a lot about a person. Not now. Okay, be careful. You learn a lot. Excuse me, y'all. You learn a lot about a person. But let me tell you something. There's a time and a place for everything. If you have someone in your life that's dominant in a male's perspective, that's a good thing. Why? Because they have a plan, they have a vision, they know what they're doing. If they're dominant, they ain't doing nothing, they ain't got no vision, they ain't got no plan for the future, they not working and they walking in their purpose, excuse me. Hey man, it might be time to move on. You know what I'm saying? Might be time to move on. But if they're working towards their purpose and they're doing their job, when it comes to the children, they making sure they're good. They running things, you know what I'm saying? When they come in the house, everything just falls in line. You know, there's nothing wrong with him being dominant. Why? Because that means he's an alpha male with some beta traits. That's another video. And it's a phenomenal thing to have an alpha man that can run a home with some beta traits of being soft, nurturing, and kind and sweet, and nothing be wrong with that. So you have to know what you're submitting to and when you're coming under submission. And if there's no, man in the home, then you make sure you're submitted to the Father. Everyone hears from God, whether if we're spiritually hearing from Him or physically hearing from Him. You know what I'm saying? Because if you tap in and you start praying spiritually, you can hear from God. Or you could just be driving around and you hear still small voice. But everybody hearing from God. In this time and season, everybody hearing from God. God said, in the last days, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. Ain't nobody in the world today can say they're not hearing God's voice. But not everybody is listening. Not everybody is being obedient to the voice of God. Someone that is being led naturally can lead a home. If he's being led by God, he can naturally lead a home. Just like a spiritual person can lead a home. A natural man, a carnal-minded man, knows what to do. Even if he's not hearing from God, he knows what to do. He knows how to run his home. He knows how to make sure things are taken care of and things are in place. A spiritual man that's being led by God, he also knows what to do because he's being led by the Father. So he knows what and how and when and where and all that. All that. But you have to know who's leading you. You have to know where you're going. One thing I've learned when it comes to relationships, the number one thing that a woman wants is to feel safe. To feel safe. And a woman can possibly, more than likely, feel safe with a man if he's following God, if he's being led by God, if he's in submission to God. That makes us feel safe. Why? Because we know whatever you're going to do or whatever he tells you to do, it's the best thing for us. If there's no one in the picture and it's just a woman and her children and you're submitted to God, hey, that's the best thing you could ever do is be safe in the hands of the Father. Why? Because he's going to show you what to do and how to do it, when, where, all that. He's going to lay it out. He's going to lay it out. And